Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time or you're new to the show, thank you so much for tuning in, watching on YouTube, or listening on your phone or on your radio, however you do it. I don't care. I'm just glad you're here listening. Yes, thanks. That's what you do. But you'll find out soon enough we are not toy experts. We're just enthusiasts. We just love talking toys, playing with toys. Just relax. It's going to be fine. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. Up first on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Hey there, sweetheart. You want to sit on my lap and play with some toys?
On vocals and lead,
bitch.
on vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
Thunder punches on the move. Thunder punches loose.
You love it. Oh, next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
I don't have a cool song.
You work on it. Try one right now.
Go.
His name is Spoody, and he's got a giant cock. His name is Spoody. It's the size of a rock. The country, not...
And on drums, regretting everything, it's me, Jason, and I play the drums. I said that, and I like Transformers and all things that are awesome. So, oh my gosh, guys! We just got back from a 10-day tour with our band, X-Ray Mary, and it's been 3 long years since we got to hop in the van and travel the countryside, singing our songs, playing that rock and roll music for the masses. We got to see some old friends.
Yep.
We got to make lots of new ones, and I'm truly blessed to get to share the stage with you turds.
I don't remember anybody except the dude from the place.
Right. You really remembered that.
The coffee house one, the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt.
And
I remember Kurt.
And if
He was pretty awesome.
you've been following along in any capacity, you will have figured out that we kind of use the band as an excuse to go toy hunting across America.
What?
Like our little tagline says, toy hunt by day, rock by night. So going on tours really become the best of both of the worlds that we love so much. So this episode is going to be a little different than the other ones. We're gonna do our best to recap hashtag Toy Tour 22.
Hashtag be like Larry.
And highlight some of the best stories from the road and some of the best scores from the stores. So there won't be a Thrill to Hunt Store Tour Talking Toys segment this time, because that's really what the whole episode is about. So,
Score.
Thanks. Yeah. So before we get going, remember you can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod, and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic. But all that can be found at cracktasticplastic.com. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They have an armory where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry for your toys and backdrops for the perfect diorama. That's toyhacks.com. Man, I'll tell you what, it's great to be back in the studio. I mean, not that we didn't have fun, in those last 3 episodes, but there's just something comforting about being here. Right?
Yeah.
Not having to hold a mic.
Oh, right? The little things.
It makes it hard to play with toys when your hand is full of microphone.
And you'll see that in all the last 3 videos. Like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
You see us almost passing out from exhaustion.
Because we're recording at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that too. What were we thinking? Or we had to get up early to go toy hunting.
10 o'clock in the morning in some cases.
Yeah, before noon.
All things
I don't know
dumb.
which one was worse.
I know.
I don't know.
But all right, let's get into it. In 10 days, we visited 20 toy stores. Let that sink in for a moment.
A couple of those days we visited no stores. So
No, that's not including like Target or anything.
No, we also still did about a dozen big box stores like Target, Five Below, and for the first time, a few Ollies. I was really excited about that.
Yeah. Got
But,
some junk at Ollie.
Yeah, 20 toys. We set a record. We set our new personal record of 5 toy stores in one day.
What were those 5 stores in one day?
It's on the list. We'll get to it anyway. So
They're in Ohio.
there. Yes. Oh yeah. I don't know. So yeah, we went to first show was in Burlington.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where we recorded at Tad's.
We recorded at Tad's. Got to see Tad again, and we stopped by.
Stopped by a Target. I got this. I know I showed it in the other episode, but it was so far away from the camera that you probably couldn't see it. But Jason found this sitting on top of a bunch of Funko Pops.
In completely the wrong spot.
Yeah, way on the other side, but it's the good old Terror Claws Skeletor from the Origin series with the sweet artwork on the back, completing the Eternian Towers if you put them side by side. Like, it's still in the packaging because I haven't done a video for it yet.
I was just going to ask if you're going to open it.
Yeah, I will. It's just in line with all the other stuff I have to get done.
It looks pretty cool in the blister pack.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They all look cool in the blister pack, but I gotta
Ruin it.
I gotta touch them.
That's true.
I gotta touch them toys.
And so this started Spoodie's decline into
Oh, Jesus.
Madness.
where he found a lot of the new. So
Madness or bankruptcy?
yes,
Same
A
thing.
little bit of both.
just days before tour started, Transformers started putting out a brand new toy line called Legacy, and
Am I correct in saying that you said that you didn't even know they existed until you saw them on the shelves?
I didn't know they were out
Oh,
yet.
you didn't know they were out yet. Okay.
Yeah, I knew that they were coming out.
Okay.
yeah, they really just started hitting, and so bam, right there off the bat, shopping cart full of Legacy.
Yeah.
He's still in shock. We'll move on.
Trying to think
Full
how
of
many there
Spoodie's
were that I
food
actually
money
got.
for the week.
He's like, I'm gonna live off these pretzels, and then
I may have had to get a loan while on tour.
He did after 2
I
days.
did, actually.
I had for the big box stores, the Targets. I had three toys at Target that I had on my list to try and find, and I found the first one, the one I wanted the most. I found there, and it's a blue streak. His name's Silver Streak, but it's really Blue Streak, and based off his Diaclone colors or the original. If you look at the early catalogs, he's blue, and he never ended up blue. He ended up silver. But anyway, I found him right away. The blue and silver. Take my word for it, Elgin. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
I will take your. I thought this was Gary Streak.
They're all.
Great streak.
I thought. Did you say
picked him
Gary
up, too.
Streak?
Gary Street.
Gary Street.
But he's one I was so super stoked to find, and he's such a great toy. All the Dotson figures are so amazing. And
Do you remember what you got at that first Target in Burlington?
I got the Optimus Prime,
yep,
the kind of the
Bulkhead.
laser Optimus Prime,
the laser.
which is not the laser Optimus Prime. It's a different. I got Bulkhead.
These were
Nothing.
on the Tad video.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember.
Bulkhead and Blaster,
Blaster. You did.
which I still haven't opened yet because I've seen the other version.
I was just trying to scratch my damn head and then knocked him right off.
Kung Fu.
And so yeah, had a good time at Tad's. Had a great
Yeah.
show in Burlington.
That was a
really-
good time,
it was really
yeah.
good.
All our Brett,
Yeah.
Tony, Ash, and Abe crew came
Yeah,
out
they
and hung
showed
with
up.
those guys, and
Yeah.
Tony touched me
that sounds right. That
Yeah.
checks
a
out.
lot of times.
Yeah. Some good
And,
hugs from Tony.
Yeah,
Patron Tony.
crashed at Tad's, and then we got up and went.
to. What's going on?
What's happening?
Apparently my car is in the way of someone's car and I need to move it. But
Oh.
I'm sure there are lots of things you can talk about.
Oh, totally.
I'll be
Yes.
back in just 49
Yeah,
seconds.
just don't bump that thing, and
Just try not to drive through the extremely wet part of the yard.
okay.
I'm not blocking anybody, am I?
I don't think so.
Okay, I parked behind a Mountaineer vehicle.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
She's parked clear on the side. So
Yeah, we woke up and went to I don't think we were going to, but then we ended up going to it anyway. Was the
Based on the routing of the backtracking
Right,
of
right.
Chicago
exactly
and Joliet.
instead of just going straight to Joliet, that we decided to go up to the Quad Cities because they were having a Comic-Con there, with obviously probably a lot of toys that we were going to go see.
Oh yeah, it was like a toy show, like right off the bat. It was a big building.
Yep.
That can be confused with the Pitbull show.
Yeah.
Right,
There was
we
also a dog show. That
Accidentally
was happening.
went to a dog show, but we found the right building.
Yes.
Which
Tons.
was adorable and sad.
Yes.
same time.
Yeah. The toy store or the dog?
The dog show.
Dogs,
part, yeah.
The dogs. Yeah.
Toy show was pretty great. I thought there were a lot of good
Yeah.
things there.
I
I
found.
mean, it was sad because I spent too much money.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
I did find
Oh,
this guy. This is Dragon Blaster Skeletor. It came with the dragon on his back and his sword, but as you can see, there's a chain on him now and a lock in his in his handcuff. So I got those as repro parts on Etsy that they sent. I just opened them yesterday and got them attached. What I didn't realize is that they also sent us his little belt thing.
little purple.
There's a
belt.
name. There's a name for it. I can't think it was. And it came with a little key.
Look at that cute
3D fabricated key as well. I found the chain in the parking lot at Youngstown later on in tour because I already got this first.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a really nice 3D printed lock, same color, same color of what it was originally, and it just kind of came all together now.
For
and-
a part that like you would probably never find. In
Oh
the
yeah,
wild.
the like finding it. If I found the vintage parts, obviously. So I bought this for $50. They wouldn't go down on the price, which was odd at a
Toy
at
show.
a toy show. You'd think
Yeah.
they would, but they were firm. This by itself, if it was with vintage parts complete, you're looking at maybe I don't know, 150 to 200.
Holy
And
moly's!
so I got it for 50 with like $6 worth of repo parts, and now it's complete enough in my mind that I don't
Oh.
really need to
It's beautiful.
spend I don't know how much the accessories would be, a lot
Yeah.
to try to find.
Now you'll like randomly find them in a garage sale or something.
exactly. So that's fine. So I don't
Yeah.
need to look for them, but yeah, pretty awesome how it looks with all that stuff in there.
I witnessed my first time seeing Spooty take charge and go in for the bundle kill.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that he had it in him.
killer instinct.
Yeah. So we're talking with this Transformers vendor, hanging out at his table most of the time, and he was super cool, and had a lot of cool things. I had something there that I'd wanted for a long time, but I just didn't want to pay up for it, and we were probably walked away a time or two, and then Spooty's like, text me, he's like, he's going through a bin
Oh yeah,
and putting out stuff from a bin. I'm like, "Oh," just beeline right back to that place.
I think
and
your
we just-
reply was "fuck."
yeah.
of course he is.
So we just sat there like, huh? Hurry, go faster, go fast. And he did. He eventually gave up and said, just go through the tub.
Yeah.
Just go through the
Yeah.
tub and tell me what you want.
There was someone else there too, like waiting.
Yep. But we were just like, yeah, get in there.
We
And
pushed her out of the way.
Yeah,
and then-
yeah. And
As a small child, it's like,
and so I'm like, you're doing the head math. You're like, what do I do? There were a couple things I was maybe working up a little package for myself to work out. And then just like, basically, I got shoved out of the way. And Spooty's like, this and this for this and this. And he's like, and the guy was even just like,
I just
Yeah.
math faster than everyone else.
yeah. Yeah, the guy's like,
And then stared directly at him, waiting for an answer.
that's what you do. It was perfect. And it worked.
And I saw him like try to math, and he just stopped. He's like, "Okay."
Stare harder. But yeah, so I know I got this War for Cybertron Thrust. He was a Target exclusive that I missed before I started getting back into it. And he goes
looks
for
badass.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. And he goes for 65 to 80 all day, everywhere. And I'm like, ugh.
He was marked at what?
He was marked at
65?
65,
Which
and
is
so
not bad.
I was hoping to bundle him with some things, and then Spooty just
And I got the
whiplash from
War
the
for Cybertron Sunstreaker, which is in a box over there somewhere. Did not come prepared.
is this supposed to be all black? Just kidding.
But basically got him down to like 45 on him, which is just a steal. So
Yeah.
basically, so math.
What
my
year?
God.
What year is that? You
Just
know?
a few years ago,
Okay.
3.
I got
Yours?
a Sunstreaker, and I got that little Nemesis Prime. Well, it was it's like one of the little Nemesis Primes. It was a different guy though, with a sword. I don't know if it was Motor Master version or something. I think there was something else I'd gotten too, but I ended up
Oh yeah.
like $45 for those. Like Sunstreaker was marked at 45, and so like I got, we got just $20-$30
Yeah,
at
you
least.
just scared him into a deal and
of-
just like, quick, run! And then we tried to leave, and then Corey held us up, and then
Yeah. Well, that's where I
were
got
doing
I got my $5 shell, the Tiger Cat shell. This isn't the one. The one that I got was $5. It had a broken wheel, was missing a bunch of stuff, but it had these guys. It had
Headlights.
the headlights, and it had the windshield wiper, and it had the steering wheel. And for $5, those were the parts that I needed to complete that one.
And now you can just have fun with the rest of the.
Yeah, which that one has the wrong missiles, but I don't care. They're supposed to be red, but I like the yellow better anyway. And
It does
you can
look good.
see that's one that I repaired the missile box on. It's got my homemade clips on there.
Check out the video
Yeah,
on how to do that
yeah.
on our
I
YouTube
made a
channel.
video on how to do that. But yeah, I got I found a Tiger Sting, the Tiger Force Jeep, at Jeremy's booth. And I was like, 30, and he's like, 35. I was like, no. And then I was walking past later. He's like, hey, I got to poop. If you watch my booth for a few minutes, I'll give it to you for 30. And I was like, okay. So
and then 2 hours later,
I
he
know.
comes
Well, he
back.
wanted to look around too.
yeah, he wanted to do a loop, and
Yeah.
and that was also the place where I found another Sky Striker that like it was complete 30th anniversary Sky Striker, and I tried to talk him into 80. They had like 120 on it. I tried to talk him into 80, and he came back at me with 90, and I was like, I'll think about, because that's still like a really good price for it. But I walked away, and because I have so many Sky Strikers, and
It's a lot.
and then I text
57.
Jess later, and she's like, well, why didn't you just buy it? I was like,
Yeah, you big dum dum.
Supposed to tell me no on those things. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, $90 would have been a really good deal for
Yeah.
it, and
Complete, yeah.
I
yeah.
kind of wish that I hadn't passed it up, but I
Oh,
don't I'm not super bummed about it because I've got plenty
A
of Sky
squadron.
Strikers.
Squadron.
Yeah.
The clips look good on that, by the way.
And it really wouldn't have been a big deal. It was
did
nice
this
of you to help Jeremy out and that. It's just we didn't know at the time, but we were
Yeah.
like 2 minutes late from this other toy store on the way.
Yeah.
that Elgin
yeah.
called
Joliet.
Yeah, I
called
forgot.
ahead to be like, hey, will you?
Yeah.
We're gonna be right about closing.
Yeah.
Would you
Forgot
stay
that.
open for
Yeah,
us?
if we had gotten out of there 20 minutes earlier, we would have had time to stop.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Uh-huh.
I blocked it out because it was a bad memory. And
It
this
was.
was like, because I called him.
Yeah.
We were going to get there within 15 minutes,
Blame
maybe less.
Jeremy.
And I called him and I'm like, hey, we're coming out of town. We're, driving. We're going to be playing the show in
Got a
Joliet.
lot of money.
Yeah, we got some money. And
You should have said we, got a couple $100 to spend.
yeah. And he's like, well, I got a 2-hour drive or whatever the fuck it was. And
I'm
it's just
leaving
like,
it.
yeah. And he's like,
Which-
I'm leaving right at 5.
I get
Boom,
it. It's Chicago
Yeah,
traffic.
he's probably
gonna be
going back
driving
to-
into Chicago at 5 o'clock
Right.
at night. He doesn't want to
On a-
mess around.
But he could have been driving in
Saturday.
Chicago at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
I mean, that's the thing
Like
about
later.
Chicago traffic. If you
It's pretty
leave
much
at
the
5,
same.
you're going to get home by 7. If you leave
Yeah.
at 6:30, you're going to get home by 7. So you might as well just sit around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you
he
could've made
was
more money.
he was very much like, we're closing at
Yeah.
5 or 6, whatever time it was. And so
But screw that place.
I don't even remember what the
I don't
place was
remember what
called,
it was.
honestly.
hit
Doesn't
it
matter. So we get to the Drunken Donut in Joliet, have a
Yep.
fantastic show,
Great
awesome
show.
as ever.
Great show.
Yeah, it's good.
Shouldn't be, but it is.
Yep.
Such a cool little place.
There's nothing about that place that says this is going to be a good show.
and it
And
just,
yeah,
And it has been
delivers.
twice now, yeah.
then we go back to Larry's, we hang out.
as soon as we get there, he presents us with some freaking gifts, man.
What a turd.
He's like, hey, I got this card game, this vintage card game of War and Conquer that has, pictures of all the figures on it. Like at least 4 figures.
You opened it.
It was already open.
just kidding.
There's Skeletor, and they're like stained cards and stuff.
That's awesome.
But it's got Man Arms and Tila, and there's Tila looking.
But it's kind of
Looking
cool.
pretty
Like,
hot.
Yep.
so some kid like played with those
Oh,
like
yeah, for sure.
too much.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can play War or Conquer. So yeah, and then he's like, yeah, you can have this in television. The cartridge is inside there. I'm like, I don't really have a television set, but cool. The artwork is awesome. Closer look there, and it's got the little pixelated.
I mean, you can find all those games online now.
Oh yeah,
If you want to just be disappointed.
yeah, I know.
But right now, it's an awesome game.
Yeah,
It looks cool.
You're
cartridge is
better
in
off
there, but-
never playing it
yeah,
and not
So's the
finding
book.
out how bad.
yeah.
It
Oh
is.
yeah, the book was in it too. I forgot the instructions.
cool.
They're supposed to come with a little comic book, but that wasn't there. But I won't
But all
blame
the
them for that.
merchandise things are just
Oh
cool.
yeah, and the artwork on the box, and just to have the
Yeah.
cartridge, and it's just cool. It's just a cool thing, you know. God,
Was a cool thing.
It's right out the other side.
yeah,
And thus began hashtag Be Like Larry.
exactly.
It was very sweet
Taco.
of him.
Yeah,
We all got
Yeah, I
things.
got.
Yeah.
that stuff.
Mine was in his episode.
Yeah, I got a box of mine was in there too. A box of parts for like GI Joe headquarters and some other things.
Yeah, I got a couple DVDs. I didn't have it in the video, but
I didn't either because I didn't think we were showing him. But
I
then,
know.
and I was really tired.
Yeah,
But yeah, recorded an episode. You heard it a month ago, and that was good and awesome. And Larry's great, and he took us to a store he was really excited to show us, and we hadn't been to yet. And we went to Toy du Jour.
toy de jour.
next
yeah.
morning.
and we made a friend.
Yeah,
Tell
that guy.
that story.
Some hobo was there.
Yeah, the guy telling us all about our stuff and asking us all kinds of questions and being generally that guy that follows you around the store that wants to be your best friend who's really annoying.
Yes.
Really
Anyway.
cool story. Yeah, it had
Very
a lot
cool
of cool
story.
How
stuff.
many branches of the military, sir?
There's four. There's the Army, Navy, Air Force, and another one.
The Marines.
Nope, not that one.
No.
Coast Guard? No. You got the Army, the Navy, the Air Force.
I think it's Marines.
No, it's not the Marines.
Meanwhile, the guy behind the counter is just moving Legos randomly
from
from
one
one tote to another, trying to not make eye contact.
He's very, very determined to
Just a
sort these
handful at a
Legos.
time.
I swear he
I
wasn't.
saw him
doing
going like
anything.
back and forth. Actually,
It's like dig a hole and then fill it, and then dig another hole and then refill it again.
whatever keeps you from talking to that guy.
Need you to dig 9 holes in a circle and fill the next one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found a lot of I found some good stuff at that
So
store.
did I.
I know. We showed it off in the van that day in that video, but
I only showed some of it, but
yeah, I
pretty
got
sure
a
I
couple
walked
Beast
away
Wars combiners,
Sweet.
and that guy
So
and those guys.
so I saw a bunch of
Ooh.
the one vintage book I
a
did
moose,
get there
they don't
was this these golden books that they produced for Motu. This is Mask of Evil. That they had that there for $10, I think. And around if you want to read on the,
Can't read.
on the crapper. Then I also found some Imperial toys, which were all made in the mid '80s.
I
And
thought she was wearing like a
Oh.
globe around her head,
it's just this shield,
like a fucking astronaut.
like a space.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Because she's in a bubble.
Yeah,
Why isn't
yeah.
she-
Yeah, Tealish.
Imperial toys.
Yeah, so I found these. This is I think a Sinoceratops because it doesn't have. It looks like a Triceratops, but it only has the one horn and then the horn
That's
frill.
I think that's called a sideshow Bobosaurus.
Yeah. So these Imperial toys were made in mid '80s in either Hong Kong or China. At the time, it was
Same
part
thing.
of. Well, at the time, it was Hong Kong was owned by England, I believe. They didn't give it over till later. I think some of these also have been known to have been painted with lead paint, so don't touch them too much.
Don't lick them.
Don't give them to
Aw.
kids actually to play with.
Oh.
There's some that are. I think some of the T-Rexes have been painted with lead paint.
Nice.
So
That's
there's
how you know
that.
it's good.
The more
Yeah,
you know.
so I got those for these are really cheap. Yeah,
Straight to it.
just straight to the mouth. And then I got this other Brachiosaurus as well, and these are all fairly cheap, like $4 to $6, $5. That's how much they should go for, really. I also got this giant moose, also also Imperial
It
toys.
tastes like pennies.
So yeah. You can tell the Imperial toys. It not only says it, but it has a little crown on their belly. Usually,
Oh,
that's
look at
the
that.
giveaway for it.
This one's got
Leave his cloaca alone.
Yeah. But I got this
Thought I
giant
could tell
moose,
him that.
the giant moose as well. So
which fits a saddle very nicely.
It fits a little,
The moose that got a little too warm
yeah,
in
yeah,
the sun.
it's the Rasta moose,
yeah,
the Mustafarian
yeah. But it fits a Battle Cat saddle, which I'm probably gonna put on him.
Saddle cat.
Yeah, saddle moose. Or I'm gonna put it on my Rhino Beast, which is also an Imperial toy. I haven't decided. It fits better on this one, I think.
pretty rad. Yeah, it does.
That's what I was. So the owner wasn't there at that shop, so it was very hard to
Oh,
get
yeah.
to get deals. Although I did bundle this all together and did get a deal for all this. I think for like $20. It was over 20. It was like a couple bucks over. And so because it was only a couple bucks over, he was, not scared enough to
Right.
to be like, yeah, that's fine. So I paid cash, so it was basically just a straight 20. And I did see this snake, the slime pit. There, it was sitting behind a bunch of stuff, and it was complete and nothing broken, and looked really good shape. And they had 50 on it, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna ask him 45. And he's like, the owner's not here, and I don't know prices and stuff. I'm like, it's $5, dude.
Yeah.
And so Jason pitied me and threw $5 in the little.
You can see how
in the
much
claw.
you wanted it. You
So-
wanted it so bad.
It's
Yeah.
like that's something that super annoys me about.
It's
it annoyed me
it's
about-
$5.
Well,
you
and
know.
it annoyed me about several of the stores that we
Yeah.
went to where it was like,
But
oh,
this is
the
awesome.
owner's
Thank
not
you.
here
Thank
and we
you.
don't know. Like,
Yeah.
then like teach your employees
Send
or
them
tell them
send them a
tell
picture.
them like give them a number, like it's okay to haggle down this much, and after that cut them off, like
yeah, $5-10 or
5,
whatever.
10%, 20%, whatever. Like
Yeah.
give
learn.
I'm pretty sure that for the Magna Boss that I had, he sent him a picture and was
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, because
it was
because
broken.
part of it was broken,
Yeah.
And he had to take pictures of all the stuff anyway. So,
which is a weird.
and
way
$5
to
isn't
do
that
it.
much off of a figure.
No.
So anyway,
Anyway,
but thanks to Jason, he threw some money in the claw.
That's right.
And-
Yeah,
So
and I ended up
figure.
getting frickin' Beast Wars that I don't collect, but I was like, man, it's a combiner. It's one I'd always had an eye on, and because it's so ridiculous, and right now it's getting Spoody's fixing it up, so
It's in a few pieces.
it's getting there. It's gonna be awesome, and but I also realized the Decepticon or the Predacon combiner. I had 2 of the 3 that made it. I didn't even realize that until I saw Tripredacus standing there, and then I'm like, oh crap, I need this guy. You mean this guy? Oh, he was sitting right there, so I bought him too, and
Yeah, the one loose one that they had.
yeah, this worked out amazingly. So definitely got some things there, and a couple universe figures, and filling in the gaps, and
I think I got.
it was a cool store.
A couple
It was.
tiny little, like Optimus Prime things.
oh, I also picked up. I didn't have it with me because I've given it to my wife Amanda. I got her a Care Bear that she didn't have in her collection. That was there as well. So
did it give you this Care Bear stare from the shelf, and you're like, you need me?
I think it was Funshine Bear. I believe.
Funshine. I didn't get anything at that store,
Yeah,
So-
because
They
we're too
wouldn't
busy
haggle.
talking.
so
with
then
the
we went
guy.
to Cleveland.
Yeah, and so I underestimated the distance to Cleveland, and we didn't get to go to as many Chicago toy stores as we'd
Right.
maybe planned.
I think
We
we
made
had-
a big list, and
There was
we
like
just-
5 or 6 in Chicago.
Yeah,
To one.
next time. But
But it was nice
It was a
going
good
with
one.
Larry.
Yeah.
yeah,
Meeting him out there and just
Yeah.
hanging
It
out
was a
with
cool
him, so-
toy store.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it was called.
Toy de jour.
Toy du jour.
Du
Toy
jour.
du jour.
Not
They spelled
du
it wrong.
jour,
I mean,
but
the
du
name's
jour.
not great, but
Yeah.
No, especially since it's wrong.
yeah.
Right.
Toy something day.
All right, we need to go faster. We're only on our third toy
I know.
store.
30 minutes into this. Into
Went
this.
to Cleveland. That was great. Cool. Awesome.
We
saw the Millers.
It was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Millers.
amazing
They're always
seeing
cool.
those guys.
Spent
What
the
about
night.
that pasta dish, huh?
It was good.
That was really
Holy
good.
Yeah.
What do you
Mark's
even
head
call
is
it?
as shiny as ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
True.
He won't listen to this.
No, he won't.
Dogs are barking as much as
Oh, yeah.
they ever
Yeah.
do.
But then
There's still a dead cat on the mantle.
next day, we went to the store we were probably looking forward to most on this tour, revisiting Your Toy Connection in Ravenna, Ohio.
Love your toy connection.
I know.
I'd like the new store.
New location, a little
Yep.
bigger. We weren't all in yet, and he's like, "Hey guys!" It was like, "Oh
Hey,
shit,
it's
that's
been
awesome.
a while.
I know that smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been it. But
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so good to see him and
Yeah.
and be there. And he has such great toys and great conversation. There was another Joe guy there too. I thought.
Yeah,
Yep.
talked to him for a while. Yeah, it was a good time.
It was awesome. I got a bunch of crap. I know.
What'd you get?
Oh man,
Stuff.
Stuff and things.
Transformers.
I got. Jeez, that's tough. Oh, I got this. I'm working on my girls, my gals. Got her.
Who is?
Her. Oh man.
Who is her?
So many.
Her name's Ethelene.
As soon as I ask you, like I just lost it.
I also.
She looks like a female or cup. Like her head looks like kind of cup,
Like
kind of
cup,
like cup,
Cupina?
Dang it.
Cupina?
cup sculpt.
I would have.
It's not Alita. It's
It's the other one.
RC,
it's not RC.
Aren't there only two?
No.
Janine,
Um,
Garofabot.
Rachel. Is it Rachel?
This Generation Selects here.
Could be
Bella?
Monica.
Monica.
He's on.
Definitely Monica. Looks like a Monica.
Yeah. This is Monica. This is Monica the Transformer.
I got loyal subjects. I got a couple little loyal
Oh, did
subject
you?
guys.
Sweet.
A little blocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, subject lines are good. So I wanted a saddle.
Chromia.
Chromia. Oh, yeah, Chromia, like the band.
Chromio.
Yeah.
Chromia.
Chromia.
Close.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It's the cover band of the other band.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So I got this battle cat.
If you say it like it's true, people believe you.
Yeah. So Corey went in the back to
He
like,
was
to
one
look
of the
for
few
something.
stores that's like, yeah, I'll let you look through parts and I'll sell them to you also.
Yeah. So as Corey was sneaking
Very
back
cool.
there, I like snuck back there too and was like looking
I
around.
want to see.
And I'm like, hey, I think because I bought last time we visited him, I bought a saddle from him because or maybe I bought a battle cat from him. Either way, I bought one piece of something from him. I'm like, hey, do you have any more battle cat saddles? And so he brings up
3
this,
years later.
so he brings up this giant bag of just all saddles. He's like, here you go. So I take it and I'm like looking, I'm like,
Just grabs the whole bag and runs.
yeah.
This was my first witnessing of Elgin saying semi-dickish things when haggling.
Yeah, I kind of,
Really?
yeah. So
What'd you say?
So I said, how much do you want for this? And he said, $8. I'm like, that's
He's
kind of
like, how
expensive.
about 5? And he's like, how about 7? You're like, 5 sounds better.
Well,
yeah, he said,
I said, he said
he's like,
8.
how does 8 sound?
How's 8 sound? I'm like, it sounds expensive to me. How about
Yeah.
5? And he's like,
we
and
should
Yeah,
then
have
he's
knows
like,
that, yeah.
We should have known then what was building up.
because I didn't really feel like I had a 5 with me, so I didn't really feel like breaking
yeah.
another to get changed. That's really what it was
Yeah.
more about. It was just like I don't want to break something, so I was like, I got well, Skeletor's dead.
He fell off his saddle.
Yeah, so I was like $5, and so you said
So
yeah,
you just pull your 5 out.
Yeah.
Well, I had. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I got 5, basically.
I got
So I got it for $5.
Yeah, I got a nice complete Ace figure, the original one, and I got this Shockwave. Ace is at home. Everyone knows what Ace looks like.
Yeah.
I got that Shockwave figure. I'm
Ace
sure
is the
I
place.
probably got one of these
The
Frostbite
dude
figures.
with the helmet.
And I dug out of his parts bin a roof and doors for a Stinger, which I put on a Vamp that I was kit bashing. So it was cool to like get. Oh, and I think he had a gas can for it too. Like all the parts that I needed to complete one of my Vamp Jeeps, he had that, and I got it stupid cheap. His knife is always missing, and
Yeah,
it's like
that's awesome.
it's like $20 to get his knife.
And like the
Um,
things are all.
yeah.
Spooty can cut you one out of a
And,
piece of plastic.
but yeah, this was my See a Frostbite, Buy a Frostbite tour. And
Yeah.
I came back with 6 of
From
them.
various stores.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, from various stores,
I
which
get a loyal subject.
just so I could
Down
rehead them because I want to put. I'm making a, and I think I talked about in another episode. I'm doing a like an Arctic team and just putting heads on. Yeah, so I picked up some other like duplicates of stuff I had, so I didn't have to cannibalize my complete ones and just robbed heads. And now I've got a bunch of headless figures hanging out at home.
So whose head is this?
That's Larry Hama's head.
Okay.
That's Tunnel Rat, and
Okay.
yeah, his head was like his face and head was modeled after Larry Hama, and he was my
The
favorite
Godfather
character.
of Joe.
Yes.
Yeah. Is he still alive? He's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still left.
Oh, what'd you?
I don't know.
Whoa! Did you do it? Did you give?
did.
Did you give Larry an R.I.P.?
Yeah. I don't know if he's yeah.
It's empty.
So yes, good to be back, and we had to leave,
Yes, very quickly.
but we hung out as long as we could.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, got
You
a bunch
spent
of
too
stuff.
much time in most of them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Next store we went to was probably got the craziest name on the tour. Happy Pappy's Action Figure
yeah.
Extravaganza,
He had some stuff.
Canton, Ohio.
That's where I
He
bought
did.
a lot of my duplicates for like cheap, because like they were really cheap. Yeah, he had a flag that was still in the brown cardboard Hasbro shipping box. Like this thing was never opened from like getting shipped to the back room of a store somewhere, and it just never got opened.
Do you
Is
remember
that,
Spooty?
is that the one with the tattoo shop next to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You
With
can
the
just
back
hear
room with the
zzz.
flag. We
Yeah.
got some vintage stuff out of the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we got the.
I can remember that one.
That's where we got the map for the Ohio Toy Trail.
Oh,
I
yeah.
meant to bring that in. Shoot.
You didn't. It's all right. It's a map that has all the toy stores in the state on it, minus one store.
Pretty cool thing.
No, it was on there.
But we found
Was it?
some that
I don't
weren't.
think so,
Oh, maybe not.
because they didn't even know about it.
Oh. Anyway.
Cool store. Tons of new and vintage. Just two big giant rooms packed full.
Pretty sure there was a show that night. Don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I picked up this other golden book. This is Caverns of Fear
Yeah.
that they had there. Another one of the golden books.
I got
Looking at
a
pictures.
thing that the Elgin could probably grab. It's sitting over there.
I also got this. Another Imperial toy is this crocodile.
I got a vintage Springer and Point Blank. I don't have him with me. That Point Blank colors though has got this red and light blue. It's on the shelf. Yeah.
Okay.
Some vintage stuff, and then Spooty found.
Just pretty much a shell, but it was like $10, and like the decals are in like really good shape.
Yeah, and Spooty's really
It's like the best GoBot thing.
Yeah,
Spooty's been doing a lot of GoBot
which we
action lately.
used to have when we were a kid, but
Yeah.
I don't have it now. And yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Battle Cat's kind of looking like his glands are swollen. In that one.
Oh yeah, he needs some Benadryl or something. Well, look at Babyface Man at Arms.
Oh, Man at Arms is all skinny.
All right.
I also got Micromaster Erector base
Yeah,
thing,
wow, good stuff.
transport thing.
Now, that store did a thing that I saw at a few other stores later, where they go like one step above and beyond your loose figures. It's great when a place puts loose figures in individual bags, obviously, and puts them on thing. But this place made their own card.
Clamshells.
What is it?
Yeah.
Clamshell.
No. Well, no, they made just a little cardboard flap to
Oh, for
staple
the
over
bag.
the bag
Yeah.
with their logo and
Right.
stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just appreciate
That was cool.
that.
It was cool
Yeah.
looking to see everything.
It kind of
There were a few stores
The
that did that.
downside of that is that you can't take the figure out of the bag to look at it without opening the staple to see like how loose it is or if it needs
And
something.
as a
replaced.
store
Yeah.
owner, you don't want that anyway.
No, but I
If
mean,
you can't look it at the bag, I know.
well, I mean, like they had GI Joes like in bags like this, in bags that were too small for them. Like, how am I gonna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a G1 Ironhide there that's in terrible shape,
Oh,
Yeah.
but you got
but it
'em.
was cheap.
That makes
It
it,
was-
okay.
It's like $8 or
Yeah, it
something.
was
Like,
nothing.
yeah.
I saw a Bionatops from the
Oh,
Yeah.
that was not in out of box and so expensive.
$350?
Yeah.
It
$350.
was cool to see one though.
Yeah.
A what?
Bionatops. It's a
In that case,
Triceratops
He-Man.
He-Man. It's from the.
End of
That's
the-
what they're supposed to do next. Was the pre-Eternia, or the Powers of Grayskull line, and that had 3 dinosaurs, which we saw in other stores, but in boxes. But this one was out of box, complete.
$700 for the boxed ones. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
and when we were done with that place, we went to the mall.
Oh yeah, there was a store in the mall
Oh yeah.
Classic
to find a bathroom.
Plastics.
Classic plastics.
We
yeah.
talked about them on Store Tour a few episodes back, and
I got another frostbite there.
I got a pipes.
You got,
G1
like-
pipes.
the newest looking pipes I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
Minty. minty fresh.
Minty fresh.
It's
Yeah,
just-
I could barely even like pull his legs out, like they were so tight.
It was great.
Like, it was like
great.
brand new.
Been
It's a
there.
little tiny blue truck.
It's just don't worry about it.
Yeah. My stuff got buried.
I didn't buy anything there, but I did see a lot of 2000X in box,
Oh yeah,
which was cool to see. Just they
looks
had
like somebody dumped their collection.
it did.
Right?
I mean, they had Panther and Battle Cat and variations of those, and just a lot of boxed stuff. It was cool to see, but ridiculously priced, like more than I'd ever want to pay for any.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't buy anything there. So
I got barely anything. I got
Yeah.
a sports.
it was a pretty small store
Wow.
for what?
Did you get your Bills helmet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then lastly that day that was it. Okay, so the next day kicks off our record-setting day
Yes.
at our return to the infamous The Toys Time Forgot in Canal Fulton, Ohio.
Oh my! This might have to turn into a two-parter episode. We might have to. We might have to record a second half of this.
Well, we could
episode.
just stop at some point, and then be like, "To be continued," but then just go, carry on.
Anyway,
Yeah, that store is something.
the Toys Time Forgot. Yeah.
So much boxed stuff for ridiculously priced prices.
I saw an incredible
Made me sick.
Yeah.
all the lines, an incredible collection of clean
Oh, yeah.
stuff you just don't see in the wild.
At 40% more than they should have been.
Which
That's the right number.
We happened to be there last time. Also, they were doing their spring sale of 20% off.
Thankfully.
So I got a
That helps.
decent deal on a Snow Serpent figure there. I think I gave them $30 for it or something, which usually they're like 40 or 45. So I walked out of there with one figure, and I was fine.
Yeah, I walked out of there with nothing, and then
Went back.
went back
The first and
because
no regrets, man.
yeah, exactly.
Because we were like, dude, you need to do it. You need to do it.
Because I was looking at this it was the first thing I saw really when I got to the Motu stand that they had there. This is from Super 7 line. This figure glows in the dark.
Elgin is a sucker for
I
glow-in-the-dark
love
toys.
glow in the dark toys.
He loves things that have been irradiated.
Exactly. Like getting
Because
that.
he can see the glow. He can't tell what color.
Exactly. As long as it glows, it's fine. Glow is my color that I can see.
But you get back in the van, you look up sold prices on
Yep,
eBay, and you're
I
like,
did.
oh shit, this
I'm
is
like,
under.
Yeah.
It's
So
the only thing in that store that is under.
no
Yeah.
kidding. So
Let's-
it was listed at 25, so 20% off of that. So it's basically $20.
Yeah.
So yeah, and everywhere I've seen it, 40, 50.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you guys pushed me back into the store
Yeah.
to get it. So
Oh yeah.
I did find a MicroMaster transport
kinda under,
complete that was normally $30 for like 16. But everything else there was pretty ridiculous.
I noticed Elgin, it's still
in
on
the card.
card.
Yep, I just haven't.
Oh,
I have
okay.
so much
for
stuff.
videos. Okay, you
I
will.
Oh, his weapons glow in the dark too?
I hope so.
We'll find
Because
out.
I mean, they all
I
look
know,
like the
they
same
all look-
material.
yeah.
Maybe by the time this episode comes out,
Yeah,
there'll be.
I might skip ahead and do that one, but I literally have so much stuff for content for Motu on our YouTube channel. Every Monday I do a Motu Monday video. And,
He's going in.
Okay, and I'm so backlogged with figures to do, not from Christmas still.
Man.
Then my birthday was in March, and now tour. So it's in line for.
The answer, and I will
Inconclusive.
let you figure it out for
Okay.
yourself. I want you to have the joy or the disappointment
Yeah.
all on your own.
It's so freaking
Did you buy
cool.
anything there, Jason?
I did. I got. Again, there were so many freaking things I wanted. So many great vintage stuff. I just, we're on tour, and like you want to spread it out, and
You got to eat.
maybe it's not the time to buy the big stuff. We gave Corey a lot of shit in the beginning about his plan of finding deals only and being able to walk away, and I think we all came around to thinking.
Well, Elgin is like the king of walking away.
Ugh.
Like he walked away from more stuff than any of us.
But,
Spooty didn't walk away from anything.
but it really,
I got a good deal on everything that wasn't new.
but it really makes sense to. that's your time to capitalize on deals. If you want the big thing,
Yeah.
you can just get it at home later on eBay. The
Like,
same damn price you're going to find.
You have your see a Starscream, buy a Starscream.
Yeah.
I have my see a Frostbite, buy a Frostbite. On this tour, Spooty had a see a toy, buy a toy.
Yeah, he did. But I did find a deal. I filled a lot of holes of stuff I'd missed.
Yeah, you did.
Hello. And I got this Lancer. It's a Generation Selects. It's another gal. And
She's very orange.
yeah, she's pretty cool. And it was one of those. It was a year and a half ago when we just started this, and like Big Bad Toy Store. I'm like, I'll put it in my cart and I'll get to it. I'll put it in my cart and I'll get to it. And then when you finally get to it, it's sold out. I just miss it. You look and then it's.
She's ready for deer hunting season.
I was a bummer, and so I was really happy to see her. I think it's the only time I saw her the whole tour, so I had to get it, and it was pretty much retail price. So,
Which is not a true statement,
what?
because you saw another one in the box after you bought this one.
Did he?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, at that one
No, that
store
one
that
was
had
in
all the
the
cheap
box.
box stuff.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you saw another one after you bought that one.
No, I don't know.
It was like
Blocked
cheaper.
it from memory banks.
Yeah.
There was one time I found something cheaper later. I wasn't
But
sure.
if you're gonna brag about your $2,000 in the box sealed Megatron G1,
Oh my God.
don't talk about the fact that you know that the instruction book hasn't actually been like unfolded. Because
That means
Because you opened
shit.
it.
yeah,
Oh, they did have that.
Are we still
Cart-
talking about your toy connection?
yes,
Toy, it's time for God.
Our toys time for God.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
They did have that carded and graded Scareglow, vintage
Oh,
Scareglow.
For was it $5?
$5,000.
And they had a Tiger Fly, the Dragonfly Tiger Force for $280.
I think they just wanted to have a toy museum.
Yep.
Yeah, it felt like it.
All right, moving on. So it's the next place we went that day. Oh yeah, we went this. We've been here before. Toy Hunters in Mansfield, Ohio.
Was that day?
This is the one that you didn't remember, and then as soon as you walked in, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is
I
the
feel like Toy Hunters was later in the week,
Nope,
but
it was
that
same day.
same
one." It was
day.
that
Okay.
morning. It was a little
Mansfield's
rainy.
over.
Okay,
Yep.
good, because
No idea.
the Tiger Fly thing is
Yeah.
pertinent here. Then
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because you were
Because I
you were
found
like
she had one for $80 that was missing four of the 6 missiles that it comes
yeah,
with.
as you were flying it around, you're like, it was $200 more.
I was
than
like,
other places."
yeah, there was not $200 worth of
You
missiles
saw
missing
her
from this
face
thing.
go like, "Fuck."
Yeah. And you're like, ha, I got you. No, you didn't. Do
They
that,
also
but-
had a Tiger Sting in the case for $60, and it was complete. And I have buyer's remorse for that one because I should have bought it. And I told these guys earlier, like, I called that store yesterday to ask her if she still had it. I was going to buy it and have her ship it to me.
That's
Because
cool.
they're $125. Like, they're not less than that, unless you come up with like a really good deal. And that was a really good deal, and I passed on it because I had got that one from Jeremy for $30 that needs to be completed like
Man,
earlier in the week.
It just hadn't crossed my mind to call the store that we went to on tour, you crazy person. That's awesome.
What call?
Oh, the levels of
It's a good thing I don't
madness
remember the
you've-
names of most of them.
yeah,
So-
that's like I had to look it up because I couldn't remember.
cool,
I knew-
clean store, very retail.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all got something like
Not,
that.
not really deals, but their pricing was good.
Their pricing is
good.
pretty
Which is
good,
fair.
and they don't haggle because like they put good prices on
Yes,
stuff for
already.
the most
A
part.
little clear jet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a little Starscreamy G1 kind of jet, and the Shattered Glass Blur
Oh yeah, that one looks cool. Yeah,
in a box over there somewhere.
yeah.
I didn't see any toys there that I already had. But pretty much I already had everything, or it was too expensive.
Yeah.
So as you guys are looking around all this stuff, they did have a large comic selection as well.
They do. Yeah.
So I wandered over there and was like, maybe I'll just get a comic, I'll get something here, because I didn't get anything last time here either. I was going to buy a Battle Bones and I didn't. At that point, they're like, they're not going to haggle. I'm like, oh, screw that,
Yeah.
So I went through their comics and they had all 4 issues of the prequel to the Masterverse Revelation. They came out with these
Oh man.
before the show came out, and so that's basically, this is the full run of it. There were only 4 issues, so I got them all at the same exact price. It was $3.99 when they came out, and they sold them for exactly $3.99. So,
That's awesome.
but I haven't read them yet. But I plan to at some point.
That's
Just
awesome.
don't let Ethan tear them in half.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
But yeah, I got all they had, and they made alternate covers to these as well. It was just something that they did. I just found ones that were all had to find all four first off,
Yep.
And they had some of the alternate covers as well. But these all look cool anyway. So all the covers are cool.
They had a lot of nice, like G1 stuff, but it was a little pricey. But what they had was nice.
Yeah. Like everything that they had out for sale was in good condition.
Yeah.
Like they weren't selling any beater anything. Like everything they had was nice. Nothing broken, nothing
And pretty
yeah.
pretty complete too.
Yeah. So like some of their prices are a little higher, but you're also going to get like really good quality stuff from them.
And we're working our way down to Columbus. We found this new toy store on Delaware, Ohio called Rebel Toys. Remember that little tiny
With the old guy.
with the old dude?
Former Marine.
And it had
Who got what there?
I didn't buy anything there.
the Sector's
They had the Sector's Hive.
Hive.
That's what the
on the floor.
PlayStation's called.
They had that fake sound wave that knock off in the back.
So they had the swoop
Yes.
that was
You tried-
$180
Oh, yeah.
for a reissue. that he didn't
I don't
know was a
remember the
reissue.
store at all.
Really nice guy.
It
that
was
running
it was raining like a motherfucker.
Yes.
outside.
It was very narrow, very wood floors.
Yep.
Come
You
on,
could
Corey.
open the glass doors and look and stuff. They had a Monstroid there, but it was
It's the guy that you got the lights for the
Oh yeah.
command center from.
Oh, that store. Okay, yeah, that guy was cool. Yeah, yeah. He
got
sold me
there.
two spotlights for my headquarters for
Yeah,
$5.
Did you
Yeah.
work them over on that, or was that?
No, I
Fair.
said, hey, I see that you have 4 of these, and this thing only needs 2. I will buy the broken one and the not broken one from you. And he
Right.
said, okay, $5. And I said, sure.
Yeah.
And I think I got another like pieces part to something
Yep.
from him. But yeah, I walked out of there for like $5 or $7. Yeah, I remember that store.
It,
Yeah.
it seemed like it was just kind of a holding place for their online auctions.
Yeah, they do a lot of
yeah.
online stuff. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I joined his group actually. I don't remember the name of it.
Everything was really expensive.
Yeah, they had, like I said, they had a Monstroid, which I need, but it was like $125. I didn't want to spend that, or even really bargain down.
Yeah.
Super
At
nice
that
guy
time.
though.
Oh
For
yeah,
real.
tiny store though.
All right, 2 more to go on our big day. We went down, made it into Columbus, and then we stopped by this gigantic
Hobbies galore.
Hobbies Galore. Half of the store,
Jeez.
RC.
Jason got yelled at in there.
I did.
Did you?
What'd you
and
do?
it happened so many times on tour where I'd just be like, oh, and then
So there was like a price tag that was like halfway out from underneath its
I
foot.
just need to.
It was the last one on the edge, and he just was trying to like reach in and pull the price tag out. The dude was at the counter, like right there. He's like, "I don't think you should be doing that."
And I did it at least 5 times on tour, and every
Oh,
time
yeah.
I do it, right by where my hand is, there's a sign that says "Don't open." Ask for assistance. I'm like, I didn't even see the sign.
Yeah.
No one ever
need-
sees the sign.
I need
Right.
in there. I need
Yeah.
to touch.
I got this guy and another frostbite there.
Did you?
I learned a long time
Ripcord.
ago working in retail that it's pointless to put signs up telling
Right.
people not
Yeah.
to do
Yeah,
things because
exactly.
they won't
Yeah,
ever
I
read them.
almost bought a Spirit, like another Spirit and Freedom figure there because he had like I don't know $25 on it or something, maybe 30. But the bird, its feet were not broken, and
Nice.
like that's like $20 just
Yeah.
for the unbroken bird. But I already have a nice unbroken one, and then 2 that are missing their feet. So instead, I was nice, and I was like, "Hey, you've got like a better figure back here. If you put all that stuff together, it's going to be worth a lot more money to you." And they're like, "All right, thanks." And then I used that as leverage to get a deal on the stuff. It's like, "Hey, man, I helped you out. Help me out here." So
Yeah. I didn't buy anything there. They didn't have anything.
I found another Generation Selects gal that I really thought I would never see ever, and I missed her way early. If you remember, Jason Zbornik came down for his big unboxing.
yeah,
And he's pulling out toys, and he pulls out this one. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a toy. God dang it. And then I instantly went right home to put it in my cart, and it was sold out. And I'm like, gosh dang it. So it was a long time ago. And so this Nightbird, she showed up in one episode of the original cartoon. She's a ninja. She doesn't talk, and she never transformed.
Is that the,
in the show?
same mold as Lancer?
It sure is.
Different head?
Yep. But never thought I'd find her. And but this place had there was several of them, and there was one that was open. I'm like, cool. It was the first one I saw and grabbed, and I'm walking by. I'm like, what? This one has this has $24.99 switch, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just saved myself $5
Right
by
on.
just looking
Right.
at the price tags. He didn't. But anyway,
They had a lot of islands of stuff you could.
oh yeah,
Okay.
so much stuff.
They had pretty much a complete mint mask collection of all the vehicles.
I didn't see that.
I didn't.
It was in the far right corner.
Yeah, I missed that.
It was like all the vehicles.
Wow.
The cheapest thing there was like $100.
Yeah. I'll never
bikes.
collect that stuff, but it
Yeah.
looks good. It's so cool.
Yeah, it was real cool. I think I got the Ironworks from War for Cybertron, which I already have, but I can put them in the city in this
felt
other
like-
form. So
Felt like we lost Elgin in the back talking to a guy who was going to come to the show. I don't.
He never did.
That son of a bitch.
it was a huge store,
happens. Oh,
but
man.
half of it was RC car stuff.
Yeah.
But still big and roomy.
But it's-
Very
yeah.
cool. Very cool.
They had one small case
I mean,
of
yeah.
Motu stuff.
The half that wasn't RC cars still had plenty of
Yeah.
toys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then we finished off our record-setting day at Big Fun.
Did we also go to the exchange that was next door?
I think we did. I didn't have that on any of my lists, but
I'll just mention it quickly because I picked up this Smashblade He-Man for. They wanted 15, and I asked them 10. They're like, "But 15 is such a good price." I'm like, "So is 10."
this guy.
Oh yeah, that's where I got the. I think that might be where I got the chess set.
I think
yeah.
so. But yeah, so $10 in package. It was actually in package. I unboxed on a video that you can watch on our YouTube channel if you dare.
And we only learned about the exchange from talking to a random guy in the Walmart toy
Oh
aisle.
yeah.
Josh 2.0.
Josh 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know if we even told him about it.
Did we tell
I
him
saw it,
about
but you took a
that? I
picture.
took a
Oh, that's
picture. The dude.
Yeah.
I had
But,
to. He was.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
Big Fun.
That's the only thing. They had some other stuff.
The one Walmart I don't go into, and then
Right.
I'm already there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
your doppelganger is Spooty and Bub's clothing.
I think there has to be one of us in a department store. 'Cause-
At all times.
It's
Yeah,
like a
it's the
rule
law
of
of
the
nature.
universe.
yeah.
Who remembers Big Fun?
I remember.
I always look at Corey. 'Cause
ish.
this ought to be good.
Big Fun. I mean, I remember the name because Big
Oh.
Fun Columbus is the one store that everyone in the groups always says, "Oh yeah, go to Big Fun."
I don't remember.
I didn't remember until we drove past the Greek restaurant that we ate at. And I remembered the store, but I couldn't
yeah.
remember the name.
I didn't remember because I didn't go.
Yeah. When we went
We
last
parked
time.
too far away. I was tired, and fuck this.
Yeah.
I remember the last time we were there though, from the video.
Right. And
Not
it was one I was trying to remember to do on a store tour previously, and I just couldn't.
So
for some
long-
reason I thought it was
long
like in
and skinny,
Omaha.
floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
The aisles were this
Oh,
wide.
fuck. This place was amazing.
So last time I went there, I bought a catter pie from.
Dudes,
only thing.
this store is so freaking amazing. It's floor to ceiling,
You gotta
7 layers
it in.
deep, just cram ass packed, is full of everything. I could have spent hours just.
Oh, this is the one that was downtown, and we got
Yeah,
there,
the
and the guy
walk-
was like, "We're closing
Oh,
in 20 minutes."
15
Yeah,
minutes,
it was
yeah.
kinda
So we had
sad.
like power shop.
Which was probably also a good thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, he had the one thing, in his case, the one thing that I set out, this is what I'm going to get when I'm going to find one on tour was the His 2. And he had one in there.
Yep, I
and he had
remember.
a good price on it. And I was like, nah, it's too late. And he's there's so many people in here. I don't want to piss this guy off by trying to haggle with him. And I walked away from it. I'll get one.
You will.
But, yeah.
Elgin bought Transformers, though.
I did. So I saw these. They had 3 of them. I should have just bought all 3. But they're called Meteorbs. They were at the end of the line. They're like, Transformers are popular. Let's do that. So that's Croco Bite.
Yeah, it
The
is.
shell opens up and you can put him. He turns into
He
a
looks
meteor.
like he's about to pop.
Yeah.
Like an overinflated tick.
And then Cometroid, who's a robot, and he goes into a robot that goes back
That's
into
pretty
that.
cool.
Very pregnant.
Yeah.
Very Easter egg
Very
looking.
popular
Yeah, very-
around Easter.
yeah.
I was just gonna.
And they had the instructions with them too, the card backs, the vintage card backs. They wanted 20 each on them. The other one I didn't have the card back. That's probably why I didn't buy it. But these two did with the instructions on them, which was kind of nice to have as well. Just the vintage cards. And don't break that, please.
I'm so afraid to open the shell. Like,
Just here, I'll
these hinges feel very, very genuine.
Yeah,
it is
they're
pretty
they're
thin.
pretty yeah. Well, they're 40 plus years old, and
Yeah.
they so they wanted 20, and so I was like, hey, would you do? I think it was 15 for each, so 30. 30 for both, and so he's like, yeah, but he had to like go and change the price, like with one of the price changer things,
Uh-huh.
and then take it to the guy, because they don't do like the guy just
haggle on the floor, not at the
exactly.
register.
So you have to haggle there.
Interesting.
And then he went chink chink, then gave it to the guy, and then he rang me up,
Like he's
which was weird.
That was real weird.
I'm not even going to try to open this guy.
yeah.
Elgin's like, please don't.
So he just opens up like that.
Oh yeah. See,
And then
you were way more brutal with it
And
than
you-
I was.
you
I was
fold all
like,
the pieces in.
But he can.
He
bought
paid
it.
for it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
True. Yeah.
And
But he
that-
just so that cashier
ripped
just
it
Ron
open.
Burgundy's it, right? He can only do what's on the
exactly. Yeah. There's a cashier that only
Aw.
cashes you out, and then the people on the floor open the stuff up, get it, and then reprice it, I guess. This one's it pops open like this.
definitely got to get back there
and
with
then
more time.
spins around, and you fold all
Yeah.
the pieces in. But I should have just bought that. I should have been like 3 for 45 or whatever at $15 a piece, and because it was like a, I don't even know what the figure it was, but there's like 10 of these different
That's what I
figures.
thought was crazy.
I've seen the green one before.
Yeah, and they had them at Toys R Us, I forgot, for like double the price of what they were originally selling it for. So I'm like,
Yeah. I think we talked about like being fine with
yeah.
crossing Toys Time Forgot and the Toy Pit off our list when we're in Ohio.
And we're probably not going to talk about the show that night, but I will say that we probably had, in my opinion, the best pizza that we had on tour.
That was good.
It was real good.
Was that at the bowling alley?
Hot
No.
Hot
hound
dog
dogs.
pizza?
Hound
Hound
dog.
dogs. And then that back room where the band bought the
Oh yeah, yeah,
Pizza
yeah,
is
yeah.
so greasy on top, just the
Yeah.
right amount, but the bottom. I was like, you were working the merch. I was like, come back. Anyway,
Yeah, you made it sound like an emergency. And it's just pizza. I mean,
Pizza is an emergency.
right. If I just said pizza,
You weren't
it'd moved
wrong.
even faster.
yeah.
But anyway, that was fun. Then we head down to Kentucky,
That was a fun show, too.
Kentucky.
visit our friend Jake Book.
Jake Book.
Elgin made a really
Greets
good.
us with toys. # be like Larry.
Elgin made a good friend after the
Yeah.
show in Columbus.
She wouldn't buy anything, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, man.
The
you
drunk
were
lady
getting
that stumbled
hit on
in during the last
hard.
band,
Yeah.
listened to a song, and then asked them what kind of music they play.
And then thought I was with that band. I'm like, are you going
Man.
to buy a shirt or not?
Sorry,
She
interrupted
didn't.
you.
She really wanted to get her fingers in your beard too.
Probably. They all do.
I was sitting with Jason in the back, and he's like, "Are you seeing the shit that Elgin's doing? Are you watching this?"
We needed a place to stay.
Yeah.
Elgin's working it.
Well,
sitting
she like
back and they're really
beckoned me
enjoying it.
over for something, and
With her bedroom eyes.
it's like, "Are you speaking with an accent?" I'm like, "What?" That was the first. I was like, and I'm like, what?
Blimey, didn't think you'd notice.
I haven't said anything
And
yet.
then I'm like, well, how far can this weird conversation go? And will she buy stuff from
A
us, a
t-shirt.
T-shirt and or CDs?
I
or
was at the
comic
merch table and texted
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I
was
saw
like,
the message.
is he is he gonna get a place to stay or sell something?
Yeah,
Like,
it was. I was on the sell for
Yeah.
sure, and she actually had money out at one
You
point.
should have just grabbed it and ran.
Anyway, we got to Jakey's house, and he had this for me, so I gave him $20 for it. 'Cause that's what he said when he got it the first time. And these are for like $40 now.
She's cool.
Yeah, good old Evelyn Super 7.
Which
Yep.
apparently you collect now.
I
And he
guess
had
I do now.
Jake had a whole tote of G.I. Joe vehicles for me that he picked up for
Yeah.
me.
Oh, and he gave me a land shark head to fix my other broken one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that one works now. My vintage one.
Which, yeah.
Yep. So that was fun getting to see Jake.
Yeah.
And we had a good show, and then the next morning he took us to, we got there early, and then he took us to a couple toy stores we were really excited about. One we knew about because we talked about it earlier, but a brand new one he was super excited about, and we went to O'Smiley's Dolls and Collectibles.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys, for being probably, I don't mean this bad if you're listening, Miss Smiley, but it was probably the dirtiest, messiest store that we went to on tour.
Part of that was that she was getting ready for a toy show, she said.
But I still had probably more fun in that store than
Yeah.
I did lots of others because she was just like, here, just open the cases.
Here's
just,
a tote of stuff I found that I think you'd like.
Yeah.
Go through it.
And we just,
Yeah,
all
which
5 of
I-
us were in the back room just frickin' tearing through stuff, and it was so fun to get your hands on stuff. And
Yeah, I had my experience there was, I mean, I still walked out with a figure that I needed for a decent price, but like I was digging through with that tote of stuff that she's like, yeah, I got some GI Joes in here, and so I'm looking through it, like grabbing a few figures out of this, and they were all a wreck. There were like 2 okay figures in there, but nothing that was worth more than $5 a piece, which is what I offered her for them. And she's like, well, you can't just go through and cherry pick the Joes because that's what I bought the whole tote for. I was like, well, then you got ripped off because it's all junk, like broken crotches, broken thumbs, the paints, like they were loose. They were shit. These were the epitome of, like, these are what you buy to give to your 4-year-old that you don't care about. And I wanted a couple of them for like their heads, and that was it. And she was like, not at all she was not at all willing to haggle on that stuff. And so, but everything else, like, she was still cool, but yeah, that was.
And I think dirty is maybe not the word.
it wasn't.
Because it wasn't dirty.
Just messy.
It was cluttered as shit.
Yeah.
yeah, it's messy.
There's just a lot
cluttered.
of stuff in there.
Which was awesome. That's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And there was just every single inch of space on the walls.
It was like walking
was-
into an attic.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the best way.
Yeah.
I got a little animated box set with a thing, and I got a Masterpiece movie Starscream, which I never expected to buy or want because they go for hundreds of dollars, and I got
He
it for
looks like a
$30. He was missing a toe and a missile, and I'm like, yeah, I had to get
It's
it.
not $100 worth of toe and missile.
No. But anyway, Elgin got the real find on this.
Yeah, when they opened that case in the back, I'm like thumbing through the bags of stuff, and this guy just jumped out at me, right in my hand. Good old Gwildor from the Master Universe
Jar
movie,
Jar Binks of the Motu world.
played by Billy Barty in the movie, with his cosmic key even. So he's complete for only $40. It was like 48 or something, and I'm like, hey, will you take 40? And she's like, yes, like deal.
And
She's
then
like,
to
for
those
this-
instances where you think to yourself, I should have said 35.
I should
Yeah,
have.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but yeah,
But dude,
it's fine. It's still 40 is still under like.
and he
what
said
this
that's
is
like
goes
late
for.
wave 6.
This is one of the last waves that they had because they put out 3 figures for the movie, Sarad and Blade, and then this one. So it would have been around 87 when the movie came out. So he pretty much doesn't have any articulation except for his arms and his head and his feet kind of going
Great
in and
shape
out.
though.
But yeah, very very good shape.
It
on
looks
those.
like a very hairy house elf.
Yeah. But yeah, he's one of those. I mean, I didn't think I was going to get.
So he fits in well.
I thought you were trying to pull it off.
No.
Let's see if his
Giving
head
his head a
comes
little
off.
squish.
It's a figure that I had no idea that I was going to get on this trip, like even find for a good price. So I was elated to get that.
Now, did you find one before or after this? Because I know you found another one at some point that was more.
It was at Toys of Time Forgot
Okay.
3 years ago. They had one. I almost bought it because it was still at that 20% off.
Yeah.
And it probably would have still been more than what I paid now, actually.
Okay. I thought you
And
found
that's why
another
I
one
was-
on this trip though.
No.
That didn't have the
It might
key.
not have the key.
Yeah. But I thought you found one that didn't have the key that was
At
priced
Saga
at like
Toys.
$60 or
Probably.
something.
They had
Oh,
a
where's-
lot of the vintage
Oh,
Saga.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last scene.
Yeah. Yeah. So great price on this. It's cute
Cool
little
store. I'd definitely go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yes.
But then secondly, we went to one of our top 5 stores. Corey just flat out tugged the guy off right there at the counter. It was pretty amazing. But we went to
Oh,
House of Plastique.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Jerome.
Jerome.
Jerome was awesome.
Cincinnati,
and his
Ohio.
store was awesome.
Yeah. I didn't buy anything.
And I
He's
have
so
a,
awesome. I didn't buy nothing.
I have a picture. I think Elgin took a picture too of Booty and Jason sitting on the floor,
was
like
cute.
taking up all of the space in the aisle, just digging through
Well,
totes.
There was.
We're big boys.
It was
If
pretty.
I was just standing there, I would
it
have
was
been.
like
so.
super Christmas morning looking. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
They had like 2 totes of Transformers.
Yeah.
And
Gotta
there weren't
dump
many
that
places
shit.
that were letting us dig through stuff like that. They were
Yeah.
giving us the room.
They were
to,
all
like-
all bagged and stuff. And
Yeah, that dude Jerome was cool. Super
Yeah.
great store.
He had a lot of classics, which I don't collect, and he had a lot of something else, 2000X probably, which I wasn't interested in at the time, and it's something else. The vintage stuff I already had, which is kind of the theme on this trip of I already have it, so it's
Yeah.
So yeah, there wasn't really a lot for me. And he had some of the newer Origins figures, but I already had all those, so
I got
I definitely go back for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I got one of the early 2000s Dollar General Snake Eyes figure
Oh, yeah.
on card, which I have the figure. It's the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow that I bought like 20 years ago to take on the plane with me, and he had the Snake Eyes on card for like $5 or $8 or something. So I got that, and I think I got another Frostbite from him. Like he had a bin called Better Than Beaters. So there's still like kind of, they were well played with and stuff, but like a whole bin full of GI Joes that were in like pretty decent condition and all for
Worn
like
but
really
not
great
broken.
prices. Yeah. Played with, not broken mostly, and really good prices. Like Cobra Commander, like complete 83 Cobra Commanders for $30 when people are asking $50 or $60 for ones that are all worn out and have broken thumbs. And like just stuff like that. And I like if I'd had enough, I probably would have just offered him a dollar price for the entire tote.
Yeah. It was fun actually with Jake there to like help him like, hey, do you need this one? Do you need this one? And like
Yeah.
pull him out and
Yeah,
looking
'cause-
through stuff. This one's a better price. You're taking it like that. And so that was fun to shop for him, I guess.
Yeah.
And you got
I know you got
Spooty,
some
I
big.
spent a lot of money there.
but you also got something handed to you.
Yeah. So this was in Jake's video that we did. I got a big Ultra Magnus from Generations.
Power of the Primes
Power
or
of the Prime,
Combiner Wars.
one of those.
One
The Titans Return, Optimus Prime
Yeah.
in the same kind of mold. I got a Hoist reissue, mostly there for like $10. Some little Optimus Primes and some other bunch of crap. And then I got the head for this guy, which is not this
Power
one.
Master Optimus.
Power
Prime.
Master Optimus Prime, for free. Because I asked if he had tote of parts, and
You specifically asked for this. You have
when I asked for
this.
that specific part, it says
He
one of
spun
the ones
around
I'm
his
looking
chair.
for.
Yeah, he's
He's
like, hold on a second. And
Yeah.
he pulls it out within like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And out
And
of
we
his
had just
big
talked about how
tote.
this was the best store we'd been to, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh,"
It
Just
wa-
take
it
it.
was. It was probably my.
which makes it the coolest store.
Yeah.
Is that?
I think it was my favorite store on tour.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of favorites because that
Oh, yeah.
the one that we
The other
all
one that
love.
we went to was really good, but this
Yeah.
one was still my favorite.
Yep, it was good. I got some things too. Nothing right on the table here, but definitely got some things. Moving on. Then the next day we go to so we crashed at Grammy's. Oh, she made food and breakfast. Oh, it was so great, so awesome.
Yeah.
Grammy's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so
the best warmed up mac and cheese casserole.
Oh, that's so good.
when any food that's
Yeah.
made for you after midnight, it just is the best food ever. But so Jake decides to skip out on all the next day commitments he had and decided to come with us. And he's like, well, you're going here, so you got to stop by this place called the Toy Department in Fairfield, Ohio. And we're in the parking lot, and he's like, guys, listen, this place is shit. These guys are assholes. They don't bargain. They don't nothing. This place sucks. You don't even look them in the eyes because they're gonna kick you out of the store. And it ended up being probably my favorite fucking place.
That was
There's
the one
like
in the
one
mall,
guy
right?
there that actually fit.
That was the one in I was in the corner of a mall.
Yeah. This place was gigantic and amazing.
That place was like boxed Transformers, like never open. Like there was an Ultra Magnus on the shelf from the store for
prices.
Cybertron line for $40. It was $50 in the store, and the thing had never been opened. Like the prices on everything they had that I looked at personally were awesome.
Yeah.
So
Like
awesome.
Some of the best prices.
and they still would haggle. Like there was still room to bundle and like room to haggle, and like I walked out of there thinking, shit, I should have bought some Transformers for Ren. And I told Jess about it later. She's like, yeah, you should have, because like they had an Astro Train still in the box. They had that, like a lot of like $30-$40 for these that were not less than 50 on the shelf, and it's like.
And we had a great talk with the owner.
The owner was
you can
super
kind of
cool.
hear it in the background of the walkthrough video, but his philosophy was amazing. He was basically
Yeah.
like, I don't sell online. You have to come here. And
Yeah.
that's why
So-
we want to reward you with good prices.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going to take it back. I think that was my favorite store.
I think it
but
was
the Classic Plastics was my favorite.
House of Plastic.
House of Plastic was probably my favorite owner that we met this time on the store. What's it called? The one with the Spider-Man?
Oh,
Your Toy Connection.
Your
Your
Toy
Toy
Connection. That's
Connection.
still like one of my most favorite
Yeah.
toy stores. That dude
That
is
guy
so
is, yeah.
cool. But we already knew that guy. But Jerome was like probably my favorite owner that we met on this tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one,
toy department.
the toy
the
department,
toy
was
department.
an
Just
awesome
didn't
store.
expect it. It was just like an ad on our way to us
Yeah.
on to the next
Yeah.
show.
So they don't haggle. Their prices are set, but they're set low and are lower than.
I
well,
haggled. I got a few bucks off.
I mean, the
of
dude was
couple-
saying like, I don't haggle.
Yeah,
He
no,
said
I
that,
got a
but-
couple.
Oh, okay.
I got a couple bucks off of.
I did
one
too,
of the
I
So
figures,
yeah, so I picked so I picked up this
don't
Eldor,
ask.
this Eldor Powers of Grayskull Super 7. So they had this at the exchange for
Yeah.
like 35, and I passed
And-
on it there because I'm like that's
And
too
the
much.
card with the
Oh,
card
you
and the bubble were beat
Yeah.
up too.
You spent 10 minutes
And
just
then
agonizing.
there was probably
over it.
one at Toys I forgot that was super.
Well, I
expensive.
got the asshole that Jake was talking about.
Oh
He's the one that cashed me out.
yeah,
Oh,
Because they had an Astro Train sitting there on the cart, reissue,
yeah.
and I'm like, is that stuff that's going out? He's like, yeah, we gotta take a picture of it first. I'm like I want that. He's like, well, you gotta wait till we take a picture of it, and then like made me ring everything else up, and then like wait fucking half an hour till they set everything up and took a picture of everything. But I'm like, it's leaving the store right now. Like,
Yeah, that's weird.
why put it in your promo thing if you don't
Yeah.
have it?
Eldor.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. We need a Josh rant.
Yes.
So this is the Powers of Grayskull Eldor. There's another figure, Hero, that I need to find too, which I think is at JC and Hobby. I've seen it there several times.
Yep,
So
yep.
if I make a trip out there, I'll pick it up. So this was listed at 20, which is less than what everywhere I've seen.
Yeah, because like the one that the other place was 30, and the
35 or-
bubble was smashed,
Yeah.
and the card had a crease in
Got
it.
some oomph to
Yeah,
it.
he's pretty weighty. And then I also found this, which so Josh found the other one at Walmart. And he picked it up for me when it was on clearance.
Yeah.
They only had that one, and so I was
What are they called?
They are figural bag clips. They
They're
have
like
little,
foam.
yeah, they're like a Funko-esque thing.
Vinyl little
Yeah,
cute thing.
but I have like all the rest of them that I got at that blind bag thing from GameStop. Anyway, so they had these were exclusive at Walmart. They had 2 3-packs. They had Heroic Warriors and Evil Warriors, and I was missing this one because they didn't. When they clearanced it off, it was gone. So they had this for $10. These were going at Walmart for $25 a piece. And
I think the clearance one that I got was $10.
it was, yeah. So basically, I got it for the clearance price there at that store in 20. So I went up to there, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't haggle, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, I have cash. Can I just give you $30 cash? Because I don't want change." I said, "I don't want change in my pocket." He's like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah.
So I was just like, "Cash is king." you
Yep,
know?
that's something I
the mistake I
relearned
made.
from Elgin on this trip is I should have just brought a wad of cash
That's
with me
basically what I did.
because he
on this
didn't
trip.
pay tax anywhere.
No.
Yeah,
and
that was
the rest of us did.
a
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to,
It probably didn't add up to a lot, but it probably like over the week it probably added up to $20 or $30.
Gives you leverage in a
Exactly.
discussion.
Yeah.
It does.
It really does.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I love the story you told us about Grayskull, the powers of Grayskull.
Yeah. And they even have the 3 dinosaurs on the back. That it would be cool if Super 7 would have put those out as well, the Biotops and Pterodactyl and Tyrantosaurus Rex, which are figures, vintage figures that are out, but they're so expensive.
And this isn't the reason this store is my favorite, but all tour long, I've been looking for alternators to finish up. And believe it or not, I walk in and I totally did that thing of like, how'd this end up in my hand?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I grabbed it so fast. And I thought this guy would be one of the last ones I'd found because he's kind of rare and I don't see him online much. But Ravage, yeah,
cool.
I found him and he's beautiful and he's the only one that doesn't turn into a robot. He's a Jaguar XK, yeah, pretty car, and I just couldn't believe I found him, and for half the price.
Really?
Seriously, half the price of what I normally see him go for on eBay, and I just couldn't believe I was so happy.
Kind of found out why, maybe.
Sure, yeah, his hind legs are tight, and like I really almost broke him at the place.
You were really
Yeah.
I was.
That was a bad sound I heard.
bending it.
Spooty had to unscrew and loosen up some of his joints,
And it
but,
still never fixed it.
but anyway, yeah. So I
Still
found me
transform.
an alternator to help check him off, and getting closer by the day. So, toy department, holy crap, I loved it.
Great store.
Oh, let's go back right now.
Yeah.
So many giant glass display cases.
It was
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Aisles and
Prices.
stuff. Oh, they had that Mega Constructs Castle Grayskull, but it was built.
It was
For one
assembled,
fit.
yeah.
But Elgin, that price!
But it was already put
That's a
together.
rigger. It has to be a
Yeah.
rigger.
They're G1.
That's what
Yeah.
the sun
see,
is
that's
for.
the thing. Like, I was looking for Harry Potter Lego stuff, and I passed on a few. Like, they even had one of the stores had the Great Hall that I really want and need, but it was assembled already, and so
That's what Ethan's for. Hey, take this apart for
He
me,
would
buddy.
destroy that. He
Yeah.
was-
Get that hammer axe thing and
they
God,
come in
yeah.
bags and like separated.
Yeah.
Like, you start in bag one, and you go to bag two, and like
he knows.
it's
He knows.
they're organized. Like, if
But-
you just disassemble that and throw it in a pile, you're never gonna
But-
figure it
So
out.
true.
but that price.
The price was the best price I've seen on it because they go for $250 on Amazon or above, and $150 is a great price. But it's assembled.
Yeah, like that's
How
that's
great!
That's all the fun.
Think of all the
all
hours
of
you
the
just
fun.
saved.
That is 95% of the fun
Yeah.
of building block type things
True.
is
See,
putting them together.
The little micro block Optimus Prime I got, I actually completely took apart and jumbled it back up.
Did you?
But there's
They
like
had the
3,000.
instructions
There's
for
like
it,
3,000 pieces in this Castle
Yeah.
Grayskull. I don't.
No.
But those were so small.
So that was the toy department. Moving on. So we played a good show that night at a cool place, and then we went to Eaton. Where's Eaton? Right? Nobody knows. But
Somewhere.
met a cool dude who
Kurt.
I don't know if we're supposed to say where we stayed that night.
I slept on the floor of a bar.
Come on,
Me too.
It's-
No, I
you
slept on the stage. Yeah.
I slept in the back of my cot.
He was a sweetheart. He made
Yeah, he
some
just let us stay in his.
cheeseburgers
He
and-
let us stay in his bar, and
Yeah, we locked up.
yeah, cool dude.
Yeah,
Next day,
Man,
we
I
had
hope Corey locked it.
we had to haul ass to
Oh,
St.
yeah.
Louis.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we had to skip some stores on this, but there were some we definitely made ourselves fit into the route, and we made sure we went through Indianapolis,
Yeah.
and that we went first to the Toy Drop, a brand new place.
Good store.
And it was great.
It was a great store.
Good store,
That guy
yeah.
was
Spooty's
cool.
struggling. Do you remember what you got?
I mean, maybe if I hear what everyone else got.
I probably got another frostbite. That doesn't
Yeah.
help you at all. That one, it had two rooms. One room had like Lego type stuff in it. They were bringing a bunch of Lego stuff in the the
shrapnel
secondary
gun.
room.
Yes.
You got parts.
Yes, I remember that now.
Okay, now.
They all run together.
I know.
they do.
It does.
The dude that worked there, the thing I appreciated the most about this
The
store.
one that got a... Yeah.
The dude that worked there was not the owner and still haggled.
Yeah.
He was
and then
like,
got a picture with us.
yeah, I got a
Yeah.
picture with. Yeah, he was like, no, I can haggle. He was like pre-approved by
got
the owner.
this.
He's got this. Like, yeah, he's all about.
I
the
think I
haggle.
may have taken advantage of that.
You did.
I did not at all.
I
So
haggled. I
it was
got-
a pretty good price.
I
so.
got this Snapdragon. He was missing one gun, so used that to my advantage and haggle and got him for way less. It was with box, and
Yeah.
I needed him. He's a little Headmaster triple changer. Really excited to have him in my collection now. But Elgin got
So
you got some Funko.
as I spotted this first, and then I walked around and saw the Motu stuff, and then I was kind of walking around, was looking up stuff to make sure it was at a good price. They had a tote of Monster High dolls that Lily collects, what she used to collect,
yeah.
and she got rid of a lot of them and is trying to collect them again. These are all vintage ones. They're close to vintage, I guess now.
Yeah, I mean they're 10,
20 plus
10, 15 years old.
almost 20. Anyway, so they already had a sign that they were $10 each or 3 for 20. So they already kind of had a deal
Yeah.
going with that. So I grabbed 3 of them that had all the accessories or whatever, shoes and whatnot, that I could think that I thought they had, and they did when I gave them to Lily. So I had those with me. So that was 20, and then I went into the Motu case, and they had this Mega Laser, which is a vintage accessory that you attach to a figure. It's just a giant laser that you wind up and it like shoots.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
Does that? Pew pew pew. It's missing the belt, and I told him that, and he's like, "Oh, isn't it in there?" I'm like, "No, I would have seen it." So they wanted 18 on this. I had the 20, and then I saw this DC Primal Age
Ace the
that
Battlehound.
that Funko Pop makes here.
I'd pass this around, but Corey will just
I'll
probably
break it.
break it.
make all
It's
the noise. And
I'll-
make
it's
it-
basically sized for
Into my
He-Man. It's
mouth.
sized for 5.5, and they have a bunch of figures on the back. Right there.
yeah.
I didn't notice it, but tab is broken there, so but that's fine. But they wanted 20 on this, so I had
So
20.
that's $58.
Yeah, and so I straight up went and said, "I'll give you 40 for all of this." And then
look him in the
and
eye.
then staring at him.
Yep.
I'm like, I have $40 in cash for all of this, and he's like, "You're killing me, Smalls." I'm like,
Did he actually
"Yep."
say that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Said,
I
"You-"
heard
he's like,
him.
"You're
And
killing
you're
me."
I
like,
should have gave him $2 more.
Yeah. And I was like, he's like, "Ah, okay." So I got all that for 40.
Twist them off.
Have you tried putting a figure in this? Because it looks like it's gonna snap the second you do.
No, I tried it. It works.
Oh, you did? Okay. Like
You just can't-
If you put a figure in it,
I'd be
kind of
scared to try and wrestle him into it.
If it's in,
Or does it go over his neck?
goes on his back, so his head.
Okay,
will
it doesn't
fit.
go around the waist.
It goes on his back and around his head will pop in where Jason's
Okay, all
fingers
right.
at.
I was
where
thinking.
he's
I was
fingering
thinking
it.
it was like around the waist. Okay,
No.
that's better. All right.
Yeah. It just there's a belt that.
Yeah, you would have broke it.
Goes
Put one
there.
in there.
Yeah,
'cause
I
that's
would have
nowhere it
tried.
goes.
I would have
That's
tried to
the-
wrench its waist.
That's
in
where
there.
the belt would go on the side, and
Okay.
it loops around. So this is the back of the figure,
Yeah.
and his head will stick here, and that's the eyepiece that he looks in
Oh,
to,
right on.
to aim, and then his hand
It's a real
goes there.
shitty eyepiece.
Well, what do you expect from an '80s toy? But yeah, this was just an accessory. that
So
they
you
had.
worked them over good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good.
I got.
I
this-
felt good after leaving there.
I got this snow cat and this snow cat and frostbite, and the rifle is in there and it's complete. It had a broken box, which I
Fancy
fixed,
fix.
and I think I gave him $28 for it. So I feel good about that because they're usually, between, depending on who's selling it, $40 and $60, depending on its completeness, and if it's got
Oh,
an
yeah.
unbroken box, even more. And I think that's all I got there.
Super nice guy, super
Oh,
great
yeah.
store, but he did fail us.
Oh yeah, he told us about that store.
D's.
Oh God, no! It
D's
wasn't him.
Vintage toys.
It
and
wasn't him.
collectibles.
It was the like he didn't bring it up.
Oh,
The other dude, another customer that was in there brought it
Oh.
up, and then the
Guy was like,
guy behind the counter was
I
like,
thought
yeah,
he
it's
did.
it's an alright, it's an okay store. Well, the other dude is who told me about it
"Oh,
first.
okay."
well, let's just
Either way,
So
say a mistake was made.
passing over D's because it sucked, and then moving on to
Now that was the
Actually
dirtiest
dirty.
place. That, we
that
went
was
to.
dirty. It was dark.
Yes.
like
Really?
dark,
And they
dark.
warned us, and we're like, "Oh, okay." But
Complete-
no, you really had to
And-
turn your phone line
and
on
like
just to.
half a transformer for like full retail price.
Ridiculously overpriced
Yeah.
on everything.
But we're skipping that, and we made our triumphant return. Third time's a charm. New location.
3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The toy pit, which I'm really
toy
happy that I'm really happy with the result from this day because
something amazing happened this trip.
it was fantastic to witness.
Before we get to that, though, I gotta ask. So, first time we went, just a cluster pile of toys.
I liked it the first time we went there.
Was it better?
It was better when it
was.
was shitty.
The new version. It's very great, very clean.
It's
much
very
bigger
organized.
space. They're painting the walls. They got better lighting. It's nice
got
rack system. Everything's bagged. In
Dave
front.
Matthews caliber music playing over the
Nobody's perfect.
loudspeakers.
But in theory, a better store.
Yes.
But it wasn't.
I liked it better when there was just
I did
totes
too.
sitting all over
Yeah.
the place so you could dig
I
through.
didn't think I would, but because looking at their pictures online and stuff, I was like, oh man, they've really turned the corner. They've really spent the time and the work and made this
Yeah.
a better real
But
toy
the,
store.
so the downside with the totes everywhere is that like you'd find the toy that was randomly in the tote and you would ask how much it was. Then they would just go look it up on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
so it was just overpriced.
Yeah. And they had a tote full of G.I. Joe stuff in the back that had not been
That's
gone
cool.
through yet. And I asked the worker about it. I said, hey, what's the deal with a tote full of like G.I. Joe stuff in the back? He's like, oh yeah, I think that just came out of storage and haven't gone through it yet. And then he just fucking walked away from me. Like no
Oh.
more, like didn't, like no, like, do you want to look at anything? No, nothing. No customer service at all. He just fucking walked away from me. And from that moment, I'm like, I'm not buying anything in the toy pit. And that was the thing. Like their prices were already so high.
So it's
that,
clear they used eBay sold
like
as prices.
I'm not gonna be. They do haggle, but I'm not gonna haggle down to a point that I'm comfortable with.
I don't think
already
they even
started
did
so high.
the eBay sold as prices. I think
No,
they were
it
just
was a
like
lot of, like-
current listings.
Yeah.
Prices
So-
were bad.
Yeah.
Maybe not bad, but man,
mean, I know you got
after we've
something
seen
there.
after we've seen 20 stores, we're like
Where we got good deals.
we can see what.
Right.
Yeah,
we
like
know
the
where
toy pit, we're crossing off our
the
list
equivalent.
for
Most things I saw there were easily twice the price they should
For
have been.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
Except
guys,
for Elgin in the back corner saying, "Hey, can you help me get that thing down off the shelf?"
and then
there,
we
that
saw
castle?"
something, fellas, that we
It was
couldn't have-
brutal.
I couldn't have imagined we were going to see. Corey said it best where we started the tour. Elgin's like, what do you want for that?
guys.
Okay, here's all here's my money.
please.
And then and by the end of tour, just a haggard, mean old bastard.
This is like, here's my dick.
Yeah, you don't want it? Fine, fuck you.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
So I was walking around with Corey because
Corey made a monster. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
So I didn't really see a lot of vintage stuff there. They had maybe 2 figures, and then all the other stuff is like I already had. So I'm like, I'm not gonna.
And it was all overpriced.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get anything. So I'm just hanging out with Corey, walking around, and I look up, and they had 2 Castle Grayskulls, the 2000X Castle Grayskulls, one in a box and one out of the box. So I'm like, but it was like way up there, and with nobody around to help, I'm like, Corey, can you please get this down so I can even look at it?
See the price.
Yeah, I want to see what what ridiculous price they're offering. So he pulls it down, and it has some of the stuff on it, and they wanted $75 for it. I'll bring it up here.
It started at 75.
So, yeah, it started at
So do
$75.
we let Elgin finish his side, or do we just get the play-by-play from Corey
No.
of
Because we looked at this thing together, and I'm like,
We
yeah,
did.
this has a lot of the accessories and stuff. Like,
Because
this is...
we opened it up, and it had it had the shackles, it had some weapons, it had.
I'm not sure you said what it is for the audio.
This is a 2000X Castle Grayskull that they made, a version 1, basically.
Yeah.
the
They made 3
suitcase
different
version.
versions. What's that?
It's like a suitcase version.
Yeah, they're all
It's
like
very
this.
thin.
Yeah, very thin.
But it
and-
opens up really cool.
Yeah. And it has electronics and stuff like that. I didn't really even think to like check it out or anything like that. But
that's not the important
yeah,
part
and
of
it comes
the
with
story.
a little. It came with this gate piece that goes inside, and
Yeah, a bunch. It had quite a few of the accessories.
It had the sword that is usually missing. It's missing a couple castle pieces up here, but for the most part, it was pretty complete for what it was, for what it is, you know. So yeah, they wanted 75. So I'm like, I don't even really want this.
Yeah.
And I told Corey, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna offer them $50
and
because I don't really want it.
and I was like, so what about if they tell you 60? He's like, no.
No.
I was like, what if they said 55? Like, are you okay with it? 55? No.
I was like,
was
I
like, I
got
don't even
50
really want
bucks
it.
in me to give them. That's all. My disdain for it was. That's what I'm. Oh, this thing also opens
for a
up.
toy that I don't want.
Yeah, for a toy
At
I
a
don't
store
really
that I
want.
don't want to be in.
Yeah, because at that point I was already gonna leave anyway, and
We were already all pissed at
Yeah,
the prices.
yeah.
Like, it's just stupid.
So I take it up there. Of course, there's nobody at the counter. There's like
No.
nobody there. I'm standing there like,
Hello?
Yeah.
is somebody gonna help me? And then finally somebody comes over. I'm like, hey, I'll give you $50 for this. And they're like, 65.
How about 65 to cover the tax?
Yeah, and I'm like, I got $50. So then he walks it back to the back and
Talks to the
talks to
manager.
whoever. Yeah, he comes back. He's like, oh well, could you do 55? I'm like, I got $50.
I got a
cash.
$50 bill.
I had the equivalent.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what you said. You said, I have 50.
I got 50.
I'm just like, it just got
it was
cold. and
it was dead.
We're watching this happen.
the
Like,
temperature
it got
dropped.
icy. This
It
guy
was
is like the dude
stone
behind the counter is
cold.
starting to sweat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Elton's just like,
It's like,
And then the three of us like meerkats.
I was scared.
like peeking around the corner.
Yeah. I got,
Across
how
the
about
store.
50?
I got 50.
And he's like,
He's like, how about 55 to cover the taxes?
I got 50.
I got 50 cash.
I really didn't want to spend any more. Like, if he would have said no, I
It
would have just
was
left.
Yeah.
Like, there was
clear.
no, I didn't
Yeah.
really want this.
Yeah, no, there was.
But honestly, I really didn't. I only wanted it for that price. And if I wasn't going to give that price, then I was just going to leave.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't care because I didn't want it in the first place.
he just kept
Only
talking
wanted
to
it for that price because he was pissed at the toy pit.
yeah.
He was. That was so.
It opens up pretty cool. But, and then looking at it more and like seeing like all the stuff that I've got with it, and it's just like,
It's pretty cool.
you
it's
gotta-
actually pretty cool.
I think the eyes are lighting up right now.
Oh, it did a little.
Or does it shine through from the back?
It probably shines through the back.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
There's probably like,
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, but it's supposed to have electronics. They don't work because they're all, someone left batteries in it and they're all corroded. I tried fixing it, didn't really work. So, but sending it, like putting them next to the Origins and the Vintage, lining them up, it looks so good.
It does look really
It
good.
looks so good.
And I'm so glad
Like a whole
I let Elgin
compound.
go first because
Oh,
this guy that was just
'Cause,
wiping tears
he
away.
he was beat down at that point. There
Oh,
was
yeah.
nothing else he
I
could
had a
do.
couple things, and I'm like, I'm gonna do what Elgin did.
Has the flag, has the blaster, has a bunch of stuff. So
You can hear him sighing. As he's
I've
walking
that's
over.
like
Yeah.
that's like the biggest low ball I've
Oh,
seen
for
out
sure.
of any of us on any.
It was
any
amazing.
well, when I
time.
told you, I'm like, I'm gonna offer him 50 because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lowball the heck out of
no,
him. You know,
like you're the king of walking away from. Yeah,
It was incredible. And that's the toy pit, and that's probably.
that's probably the only thing.
And how much?
I'll
How
ever buy
much
from
did you
there.
beat him up on the stuff you got?
I think it was maybe $50 of stuff, and I got it for 40. And he was like 45 taxes, blah blah. And I'm like, how about 40? I was like, I'm Elgin. How about 40?
See that guy over there? He's my friend.
Yeah, you want me to
beat
get
you
him
up.
back in here?
You want me to get him in here to have it?
And he
He's gonna
totally
get for 20.
and he totally did the like. Okay.
Yeah, he was definitely defeated after I got
yeah,
done with
Big
him.
time defeated.
Yeah, but I mean, the stuff that I would have wanted was just too high to even begin to haggle, and I'm done with the toy pit. I feel a little bad for ripping on him as much as we just did, but I don't
Yeah,
feel bad enough to. Yeah, it's not going to be on our list of stops next time we're through.
The camera turned
Stop
off.
flashing.
Did it? Wow. Maybe we should take a quick break here from the podcast network while I change batteries.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. So, well, let's do that. Let's hear from the PFPN. We got a couple more stores after that. We'll bust through really fast, and here's a break. 'Cause
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
And we're back. All right. We got a couple more. We finally made it to St. Louis, Missouri. And what are we pointing at?
Oh, I just didn't know.
No, we're going.
The screen looked weird.
You look weird.
I'm used to seeing the things do the thing.
We went to Time Warp Toys and More. Yeah, it was a cool store.
Oh yeah, that was the one where had like a couple of kids were running it.
Yeah,
And-
a couple kids that just like to talk a lot. And
they're like, "Oh, the owner's not here. We can't haggle." Oh, we can haggle a little bit. Depends on how long it was.
Let me talk
here,
to
but-
my coworker.
Yeah.
they're nice. They just,
I
liked-
passed on a figure there that I kind of wanted it, but I don't need it because I have it I still have it on card, and it's a 2-pack, and I got him. It was a Fast Blast Viper and Destro Real American Hero Collectors Series, whatever, blah blah blah. They came in a 2-pack, and I got it for $9 on eBay, and I tried to buy the loose Viper for $10, and they had it marked at $15, and I was like, I'll give you 10, and they're like, oh, I can't do that, and I was like, all right, I don't need it, so here you go. But it was a cool store, but
totally. They had the most sun damaged toys I've ever seen in my life.
Well, their giant window was right there.
They
in the-
clearly fucked some shit up.
Yeah.
they
Some
did.
They're just brown.
I just had to look at the picture of this thing to remember. I've totally blanked that one out, but I didn't buy anything.
We went quick.
They
I
didn't
got
really have a whole lot of.
I got a little Freddy Krueger bobblehead for Tina, and then I got a Slag. I got me a Dinobot.
Is that the one
For
where we talked to the
$25.
trucker outside?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing you remember.
The trucker that was also buying Transformers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He was
helped.
cool.
I helped talk him into an Ultra Magnus. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Well, I almost bought that roached out Snake Mountain,
Oh yeah, you guys were tearing it down in
Oh yeah.
that back corner.
but it
How
was.
much?
They
it
were
was-
$10.
Oh yeah.
Oh, $10 for a shell.
It was completely.
That's
Like it
terrible.
had broken pieces. It was
It
missing
was-
everything.
yeah.
It was literally just the shell, and it was not even a nice
And I didn't
shell.
even want to give him $5 for it.
No.
I was just like,
This is the one thing that if Elton had it in his house, he might actually throw it away.
yeah, it looked bad,
Yeah.
bad. And I was like,
I got the Legacy. Is it Skywarp?
Skywarp.
And Rodimus.
Yep.
They didn't have bad deals on some stuff.
Sure.
Some of the stuff I felt like a little overpriced, but for the most part, it wasn't terribly priced. There just wasn't anything there that I needed or wanted
Yeah,
that bad.
If they were our neighborhood store, it'd be
Yeah.
great.
oh yeah,
I got a little micro block Optimus Prime.
They had
Like
some
Lego
good Lego
thing.
stuff.
They had a bunch of Creo
Yeah.
Transformer and
And G.I.
G.I.
Joe
Joe
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I got a G1 Grimlock that
Oh, yeah. You
had
did.
broken the arm wing thing, which
Yeah.
I had fixed is over in the tote. And
You got it for pretty cheap, too, right?
I can't remember, 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
come on.
$10, and it
Come on.
had his gun and his missile launcher
Yeah.
with it.
Way too cheap.
They were only asking $20 for it.
But still, way.
Like
$20
for half.
was cheap.
Yeah, I mean it was broken.
Still.
He's got a few tabs and stuff that are
Yeah.
broken still. But
But I mean,
he
people are going to pay
transforms
more
and
than
stuff.
$20 for the accessories that came with him.
Oh yeah.
And
got
the
a good
sun,
deal there.
the sun was setting. We had to move on. We had one more toy store to hit on our way to the show, and that was Saga Toys.
Yeah.
Big store.
A little too big for the amount of product they had.
It feels like they just
It was a
moved
little
in.
I think they're
sparse.
gonna fill it up.
Yeah, I mean, I could see behind their curtain
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff. Stuff that was more interesting to me than the stuff that was actually out front.
They had the largest collection of complete Wave 6 and 7
Yeah.
vintage Motu things I've ever seen.
Definitely, and it was very cool to see all those
Yeah,
together.
so I just stood
Reasonable
there
prices.
and stared at them because
I mean,
they were at the
at retail prices.
they were
kinda
at the
top
high
end, yeah.
what they're going for basically right now.
Like maybe if you had enough money to buy all of the ones that you wanted and said, I'll give you this much
Right.
and like packaged it all together for a giant amount of money
Yeah,
that's
you'd
ridiculous.
have to be
You probably,
I might be able to.
you might be able to get them for what you felt like is at least a decent deal, but still expensive.
Just cool to
It would still be an expensive trip.
Yeah.
school. It's cool to know of a place where you can go get them, though.
Yes, it
that's
is.
really neat.
Yeah, I imagine they're not going to move too quickly.
They're all 3 figures and
Yeah, like
low 3 figures to high 2 figures.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
They-
$300 is the cheapest one.
No, they had a squeeze there, which is a Snakeman for 70 some.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen that. I feel like I've seen that on Transformerland for like 50 or 60
Yeah.
sometimes. That would be the only one that was kind of high priced. But they had, King Randor.
King
for
Randor's like
125, 150, Ninjor, Scareglow,
Scarecrow's
Everything.
3.
Blade,
Plus,
Sarad,
and yeah.
just tons
The
of
G.I. Joe
stuff.
section was...
It was a neat little section. You had your whole little.
But there was like barely anything in there.
They're getting there.
It was like super, super sparse and had the most reasonably priced retro Storm Shadow that I've seen. I think they had 30 on it, and I didn't see one anywhere else for less than 40. And they're like on eBay, it's selling for $80. So that, I mean, I think Jason Zbornik has one for me to complete that Cobra line, so I didn't get it. But the prices weren't terribly outrageous, I don't think. But I didn't have a whole lot that was very interesting to me either.
This store does something that I really do appreciate, though, is that since they're new and haven't clearly piled on over the years, they've painted their shelving and
That was really
walls
cool. The way
in theme of the toy line they're
Yeah.
going to have in front of it. That's
yeah,
really
the
cool.
Transformer shelves look awesome.
Yeah, they look like the Ark.
Yeah, they did a really good job on that stuff, and they had this really cool. At
did
least
smell
from
like
a
spray paint in
distance,
there.
they had a really cool Castle Grayskull that like diorama thing they
that
had going
custom
on.
one they did. I think they used like 2 or 3
Yeah.
2 or 3
vintage
shells,
ones
yeah.
and made it like around and had like stuff. It looked really cool. I took a picture of it.
Yeah, I
'cause was
saw
like, this is awesome.
the material that they used. They had like a
Yeah.
stack of the 4 cup holders from McDonald's, that paper mache thing. Like,
Yeah.
so they obviously were using those and tearing them into pieces and
painting
then
them.
gluing them on and painting them to make like the rock scene, and it worked. It looked really good.
Yeah, it looked like the cobblestones of
Yeah.
the. I'll show this in case the camera went out again.
Yeah, it looked like
It basically looked like how all the cobblestones of Castle
Yeah.
Grayskull like that, and they had it like piled down on this giant
So
display. And
the
everything.
displays in that store were awesome.
Yeah.
The downside to the painted shelves is if you get Transformers that sit there for a while,
Yeah.
like they're gonna start sticking to the shelves.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a little Leatherface Lego minifig. They also did the cool, like, self-promoting cardboard stapled over the baggie. That was
Yep.
really cool. It's the only horror figure I got on tour, which is crazy, but
It is.
so many Transformers.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, final thoughts. We had a heck of a tour, guys.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
It's good.
We didn't even get to my
Oh.
epic conclusion set here, but that's something that I bought before tour but showed up while we were on tour. But,
I know.
I had a package that arrived when I was gone too, and I haven't even opened it yet.
I had a couple.
I know what it is, but
yeah.
I haven't even.
I've already
It's
been-
still in the Amazon box.
I
in
have
the
a
pile of
Transformer
stuff.
in the mailbox waiting for me.
War for Cybertron's going on clearance now that Legacy's out. I've already bought 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't stopped. I know. I know. But yeah, oh man, what a great tour. It was awesome. We had some really good shows.
You're welcome for those clearance Transformers, because if I hadn't bought them, they wouldn't have been available.
That's true. That's true.
That's how it always
Guess
works.
Corey's packing up. It's
Oh,
time
I'm
to
just
go.
making room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so be sure to stop by our Patreon page. That'd be really awesome. We got some awesome folks in there, and I can't sell it enough. for the big tier, you get to be in a chat
him in
with
jail
the
where he
4
needs
of
to be.
us, and that's special.
It is.
And it's very entertaining, the chat that
It's
goes on in
something.
there. But yeah, patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. Check it out. That'd be awesome. It'd really help support us.
Help us get.
If you think Corey's bad now, wait till he, when he doesn't think anyone's watching.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, it's something else. But all right,
I
what do
didn't
you
even
say?
start it.
We need to get out of here. It's our
Bye.
longest episode. We need to go start planning the next tour.
That was a long episode. Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, we'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Pew, 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 pew. Later.
Finger guns.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.